Hello, everyone. Susan Gerbic from Psychics Explained. So I have received yet another email from Matt Fraser and wanted to let you guys know some updates. So just FYI, some updates on what's going on and where I'm going to be, those kinds of things. So let's look at this guy. He thinks, I don't know what he thinks because I'm not psychic and neither is he. But let's look at this email he's sending to me. And keep in mind, this is email he's sending to me with my first and last name. All right. I have multiple accounts that are following him, but this is the one I'm getting a message from every morning. Well, every few days. All right. Hi. Did you get a chance to see this? That was what it said on the opener line. So here's America's top medium. We always have to mention that. Live on tour, undeniable proof of life after death. Undeniable, folks. So this is what he wanted to make sure that I saw is that he's got all these gigs and places. Well, I see he's going to be in some places I'm going to be. He's back to the Venetian, which is where I met him in October, and Vegas, those same kind of nights. Yeah, so maybe I can get there. Hey, the Los Angeles, maybe I can get there. I'm traveling all over the United States and Canada, so maybe I can hook up with Matt again. Who knows? We'll see. So he's got a new baby on the way, so maybe his schedule's cut down a little bit because of that. Or he's the top medium in the world. Or in the United States, so should give you something. Tells me why I should attend. And okay, now look at this. Have you wished for one more moment with a loved one who has passed? Now, isn't that a little manipulative? These are people who are in very, very sad shape of wanting to be in contact with their loved ones. And yeah, well, no. You've seen him on TV giving readings to Hollywood's biggest stars. Really? I'm not really much into Hollywood and that kind of stuff, but I doubt he's giving readings to Hollywood's biggest stars. Some people who've been on TV and been on movies and stuff, he's given readings to, but whatever, that's not saying much. I wouldn't consider Hollywood's people who've been in Hollywood shows or whatever to be necessarily any more a good judge of what is a hot reading, cold reading, real or not. Okay. Let me know when he's giving readings to Neil deGrasse Tyson and Bill Nye and them, and giving readings to and endorsed by are completely different things. 90-minute live. He has to capitalize live because there was COVID and everybody was locked down and he didn't warn anybody or tell anybody. So he's got to make sure that we know that this is a different heartfelt messages, undeniable proof of the afterlife. I've been there, you guys. It ain't undeniable. Real-time readings as he moves throughout the audience. Yeah, he goes through the audience. Reconnecting as many people as possible with their loved ones in spirit. Not true. There's maybe 10 people get a reading. Emotional and powerful readings. He shares names, dates, and personal details only your loved ones would know. Absolutely not true. Messages of healing and hope that bring peace and comfort. Yeah, it might bring peace and comfort for the moment until they find out what actually happened, and that most of the audience does not get a reading. And it's never right to lie to somebody, even if it makes them feel good in the moment. It's wrong. Okay, turns skeptics into believers. Oh no, that is a claim that is definitely not true. No matter where you sit, each seat offers a front row experience to witness the magic of the afterlife. This is more than just an event. It's a family reunion with heaven that will leave you uplifted and inspired. Heaven with a capital H, of course. In other words, if you buy the cheap seats, he's happy with you being there. I was there. I bought the most expensive seat I could get. Front row, second row, front. All right. Tickets are selling fast. Right. They're not selling fast. Come on, dude. Why are you sending me this message if they're selling fast? I'm going to get messages after messages after messages from you. They're not selling fast. Okay. No. Okay. Don't miss this opportunity to experience Matt Fraser live. Don't miss it because there's only going to be 100 more this year. Reserve your seats now, and prepare to believe in the unbelievable. I mean, I feel like I'm going to go to a magic show or something here. Get Nick tickets now. Click here. Look at he's even laughing in the picture. All right. Uh-huh. I was at his show in October. It was a 900 seat theater with about 400 people in it. Well, 400 people's more than I would attract. But then again, I'm not America's top medium and I'm not claiming to be able to communicate with dead people. And I'm certainly not have ever had a TV show. All right. Top psychic medium hit. Star of the hit television on E! Entertainment. Give me a freaking break, dude. How can you write this with a straight face? You don't have a hit television show that's canceled after the first season. You would have been back if he had a hit TV show. I mean, come on, he's lying to people right there. It's so obvious. Okay. His sold out live events. No, they're not sold out. Though in the past, when I've gone to his events, he had to have them pretty dang full. It might have been 300 people there or something like that. It was a lot of people, but that was, I'm looking at a picture I took up on my wall of when Mark Edward and a friend of ours went to one in Los Angeles a few years ago. And that was full. Yeah, but I mean, it depends on the size of the theater. So I mean, if you had a theater of 100 seats, that's you could sell all of it seats, right? But if anyway, point is his sold out live events, television appearances, whatever, spiritual teachings, whatever, have allowed him to bring healing, hope, and laughter to a global audience of fans and followers from around the world. That's what global usually means, right? From heartfelt emotional readings to stunning revelations, Matt Fraser has audiences on the edge of their seats with his outrageous personality and unique approach to mediumship. He is pretty outrageous. If he was in a different line of work, maybe, I might, no, probably not. Edges of their seats. Yeah, they're getting ready to walk out. I've been there. I saw his last one in October and they gave him golf ball applause as he walked off the stage at the end. And then they got up and walked out. There was no like, oh, no, they were like getting up out of their seats going, oh, I wonder if it's time, if I can still get to the buffet on time before it closes. No. No. Yes, people were crying, but you know, I was crying. I was crying. No, I wasn't crying. I was crying because I was glad it was over. All right. His readings lead guests through a roller coaster of emotions from laughter to crying, turning skeptics into believers with stunning details. Absolutely not. His dynamic readings frequently include names. Okay, we just read this. A-list celebrities. Right. A-list. Uh-huh. He's reached millions worldwide. Okay. Uh-huh. Everyday people. A New York Times bestselling author and psychic phenomenon who cannot get another show, who is barely on TV anymore, and who is spamming me, Susan Gerbic, with emails in desperation to get back to whatever he thought he was, to a TV show kind of role so he can start earning money again. New York Times bestselling author is not what you think. It is, depending on how you look at that, maybe he had a day that sold well. It doesn't mean what you think it means. He has caught the attention of major media outlets across the nation. Well, also I'm nobody. I've been on, lots of places, New York Times and Wired magazine, Elle magazine. Did I do Washington Post? I think I've done New York Times twice. Let me think. I've done stuff and I'm really nobody. So that's not bragging much. People Magazine, CBS Radio, countless. It's uncountable, Matt. He also has been a sought after guest on popular TV shows such as Real Housewives, Botch, the Kelly Clarkson Show, and many more. Popular? Well, I've heard of the Real Housewives. There's been many of them. They had a Scientologist on the one in New York just recently. So, I mean, I guess I ain't bragging much, whatever. Okay, here's his stars. Gloria Estefan. Yeah, she's big news now. She's A-list. Um, who's this Donnie Wahlbrook? No idea who that is. Kelly Clarkson. I think I've heard of her. Isn't she a singer? She did some singing or something. Anyway, I know. Sorry, Matt. You're living in a delusion, and it's sad that you're taking advantage of so many people. And I mean, that's obvious. Come on now, Matt. Anyway, so quick updates. I am getting ready to go to Los Angeles. I'm going to be speaking at a small, and it's not sold out. We're not even charging. I'm doing these small events around the United States this year, 2025. Is that the year we're in? Yeah. Have a look at a calendar. I'm serious. I've got a whole bunch scheduled all over the United States, and I have 2 talks I'm giving in Calgary, Canada, which will be great because I've never been there before. It'll be a lot of fun. So I'm trying to put on these small events, and I'm not doing all the work. I'm trying to get local people to put on these small events called skeptic camps. And what they are they're grassroots. They're getting people who are within the community mostly to do talks. And the talks can be on lots of different things in the world of science, scientific skepticism, claims of the paranormal, all that kind of stuff. And it's very interesting because the topics are all very different. What I'm hoping to do, and the people who are working with me, is to try to get more people to fight back against misinformation and to stand up and hone their skills of being speakers and bringing themselves into an environment where they have an audience, and the audience can be, inspired and maybe want to help do more themselves, and just get people together and connected again so that they're able to meet in person. Because, we had a lot of years where we weren't able to do that. And to maybe help find new leadership, new donors, new doers, new people who have skills in other ways that maybe can help benefit the community of people who are fighting back against misinformation, and specifically in the world of scientific skepticism, claims of the paranormal. So I have a video that's up that shows who's going to be at this one in LA, and I'm going to be driving down Friday, and I will be there the Friday night. There's going to be a movie about a psychic that is a real 1974, I think, Man on a Swing, and it's a movie about a man and psychics, and it's a true story, or pretty close, I guess. We're going to have a discussion about it afterwards, and I've seen it twice. It's terrifying. And I'm really interested in the history behind it because, like I said, there was a real story behind this. A psychic who's solving crimes. It's very interesting. So and then I'm going to be doing a talk along with other people on Saturday. My talk is going to be just very short. It's going to be about a few things that you guys, if you're part of this channel, you've already seen and heard. And then I'm going to be doing a workshop, I think a 45-minute workshop, an empathy workshop on how to have better discussions with people who have what you would consider kind of strange beliefs. How do you have that conversation, but more from an empathetical way of a conversation, so you can have conversations with people that you love, or people who are co-workers, people you have relationships with that you want to continue having a relationship with. So anyway, I'm doing that, and I have my little post-it here, the same one as I had before, just to remind you guys that I have okay, I've already done the Bay Area. That's in California, because I'm in California. I'm going to be, and I'm not giving you the dates. Just let me know if you're anywhere near these places, and I'll tell you when it is I'm going to be those places. Because Raleigh, North Carolina, I hope to go back out to Buffalo, New York, to the Center for Inquiry. Hopefully, we're going to do Skeptic Camp out there this year. If not, I'll be there in 2026 for the big 50th anniversary. I'll be in St. Louis, Missouri. I'm going to be in Lodi for their very first. Oh, I call this thing the wrong thing every time. It's not a Skeptic Camp. She's calling it a ration. Anyway, email me. I hear message me. I can't quite remember. It's a rationable account. And I don't know who all the speakers are yet. I know I'm doing a talk, and I'll let you know whenever I find out everything. And oh, Albuquerque, New Mexico, hopefully. West Virginia, they're going to do their first event. Chattanooga, Tennessee. I'm going out there in July, I believe, for a conference that I'm going to have nothing to do with it except sitting in the audience and watching. It's going to be fascinating. I'm going to be in Florida, coming back from a Bermuda Triangle cruise with the Skeptoid podcast. And we're going to have a day that people can go to that's going to go to different restaurants and go to do these things. We're going to go do this thing. And I've signed on to do that thing. So you can come and do that too. It's one day. You go to the Skeptoid events page and you can find out a lot more about that. But in Chattanooga, I'm not doing any talks. I'm just going to be there hanging out and having a really good time, trying to not do something that is me giving a talk about psychics. But it is a conference devoted to the 100th anniversary of the Scopes trial, which was a huge, important part of our history in the United States about evolution. I'll be there probably a little early. I'm going to be speaking at a mentalist conference in Dallas, or right near Dallas. I think it's called Irvine. I'll be there in September, and I'll be talking about psychics there, and hopefully in Vegas, hopefully in Eugene or Portland, Oregon. And there's probably more I'm missing. Edmonton. I'm hoping to be in Edmonton in May, Canada. So with all that said, thank you for listening, by the way. Please like, subscribe, and leave me comments. With that said, I also have been spending a lot of my time not only preparing for a lot of things going on. Oh, Skeptical has just been announced in Oakland. It's going to be in July, I believe. And that's finally, we've got a location for that. And that's going to be like a 250 person conference. And I don't think I'll be speaking at that, but I will be there. So come and hang out. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, so I've been doing a lot of work on a particular psychic medium that you don't know. I'm not going to say much about that, male or female or anything, but it is a sting called Operation Banana Cream Pie. I am going to be putting this on hopefully soon. I've been in contact with the medium now. Of course, the medium doesn't know it's me because they're not psychic. But so I can't wait to tell you guys about it, but I've been planning this for a very long time, waiting for just the right psychic medium to do this with. And I found the medium because somebody here on this channel wrote to me and said, you got to check out this person. And I did. And it was like, oh my gosh, I've got to save this person. I'm not doing any videos about this medium right now because I don't want to draw any attention to this medium. So it's going to be, gosh, I can't really tell you, but I've been doing a lot of research, hours and hours and hours and hours of video, watching past readings, watching lectures by this medium, and rewatching them. And then I've made a few videos that I've created that show evidence of hot reading being done. And I've had to put them on my channel, but you can't see them. They're unlisted. I hope to be able to, as soon as the sting is over, I'll be able to make them public. But obviously I can't do it right now. But I've been doing that now because I'm kind of that kind of human being where I like to have things in order. And also because I have somebody helping me on this who's going to give us a lot more publicity of the sting. And that person needs to be able to see why I picked this medium and why and what's going on. So I had to release those videos publicly, make them and release them so that the person helping me can see them. But I made them in such a way that when it's over, whether we pull it off or not, and if I don't do the sting for some reason or other, then I'll just release the videos. Just change them from unlisted to public. So I have been getting that done. And so I haven't been creating quite as much channel content for this channel because I've been doing that and preparing for my season. So I really hope that if you are interested in this kind of world or the world of scientific skepticism, or just absolutely sick to death of what's happening in our world and with politics and the nonsense that's going on, it's terrifying. It's scary. It's so, it just knots up my stomach from knowing what's happening. But in my way, I feel like I'm fighting back by picking a subject that I feel like I can have make some kind of difference in. And I don't know if you feel that same way, but that's how I feel. And I feel better about myself, and I feel better about getting things done when I know that it's making some difference somewhere, hopefully. So if you can come out to these conferences, or if you can watch videos or sponsor, even with micropayments, some of these small organizations that are doing these video series, a lot of them are on Zoom. Please connect with me on Facebook. You'll see I share a lot of this, or watch a lot of the podcasts and things like that. I think it makes you feel like there's somebody who's fighting, and maybe you can help out and join in with them. That's where I'm at mindset wise. That's how I'm getting through all of this the time that's coming. I'm telling you guys, it's something else. So I want to mention too is I'm heavily involved in the world of facilitated communication, which is it's a pseudoscience. And I have been with a group of brilliant experts on this topic. I've been involved with them for years. And let me tell you, it's a fight. And right now, there is a podcast out there. I'm sure you guys have heard it. It's huge. It's called the Telepathy Tapes. And the Telepathy Tapes, to a large swath of society, think they're seeing something brand new for the very first time. But the people I've been working with for years who are experts in this know exactly what's going on. It is facilitated communication, just in a different name. And so this podcast is just been on Joe Rogan again, and it's phenomenal. People are just, like I said, learning about it for the very first time, that these children who are being facilitated with rapid prompting method or facilitated communication are supposedly have telepathy and communicating with the dead. So I've known for years that facilitated communication is very closely related to mediumship and communicating with the dead. And maybe I'll do a video on that sometime soon. But anyway, if a lot of this pseudoscience is connected to each other because of the way a lot of people were raised, they believe these things, and that, like in signs and things like that, and it leads them to other things that also are similar. Like once you believe that, once you're okay with that idea, then this other idea doesn't seem so crazy anymore, And so, oh yeah, well maybe that too, and then the next and the next, and these people find themselves in such a state that they're way down a rabbit hole. So one of the channels that I support is called FC is Not Science. I'd love it if you went and subscribed and watched some of her videos there, because that is one of the hubs of where you can learn about what is going on with the telepathy tapes, as well as this world of scientific skepticism's fight against facilitated communication, which, like psychics, feels like warm and fuzzy that they're helping. But in actuality, these children who are being facilitated are actually being harmed because they're not able to get real help. I mean, they're not going to be getting a PhDs and getting married and off starting companies like their parents want them to, to have this special child that is normal by whatever they conceive as being normal. And so therefore they believe in this pseudoscience that they've come to believe. And a lot of these, raising a child that is severely autistic and non-communicative and more, it's very, very a horrible life to be able to devote to. I mean, I can't even imagine what it must be like to know that, to be on guard 24/7, advocating for your child, who of course you love. And it's just a very difficult life. And I know they love these children and they want to do what's best for them. But what's happening is they're not helping them. And I guess that's a better discussion for another day. So anybody out there who's following this, who's gotten this far in this video that I've made about Matt Fraser, and now you're hearing me ramble about facilitated communication, but stay tuned. It's a fascinating world, and you're going to probably hear a lot more about it because this podcast is going to probably be a documentary, and people are talking about it everywhere. I just went out to dinner with a couple friends of mine who are in their 30s, and they were like, "Oh, yeah, I've heard of that." I'm like, "Wow, you've heard of this too, huh?" Oh yeah, it's everywhere now. All right, so take care. If you don't see a lot of videos from me, I apologize. Sometimes I have bursts of energy where I have to just sit down and not even putting any makeup on and and not comb my hair and have a conversation with you guys. But thank you so much for your comments. Thank you so much for your feedback, and keep it going. Thanks, everyone.